All right, so today we'll be having hands-on session on Power Query date functions. So please download the data sets and do let me know once you're ready with it.
Yes, I am ready.
Great. So first data set is on student data. So where this basically a assignment submission data. So this is the this is the in B column we are having student name. In A column we are having when the assignment has been submitted by that student, and in C column the marks obtained by the student for that assignment. In D column we are basically having actual deadline when the assignment should be submitted to the classes or whoever it is, and in E column we are having subject. Now we require to find the late submission penalty. Okay, so we are having late submission penalty marks over here. If the assignment was submitted 1 day late, then -2 marks will be deducted from his mark score in C column. If it is like in between 2 to 3 days, then we require to deduct -5. If it is 4+ days, then we should not accept the assignment. So it's like minus whole 100% of the marks that we have obtained. So we'll try to do this using our Power Query. Please connect this to our Power Query editor using go to data, then click on from table or range. Oh, good. Would you like to give a shot? Maybe try for like a couple of minutes and then we can discuss the solution. How about that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
That you had on the reduction, like what for 1 day delay, 1 day delay or 2 days delay, you had something like
for 1 day it's -2, for 2 to 3 days it's -5, and for 4+ days it's not accepting the submission. Okay, so let me give you the logic. First step, we require to find how many days that the assignment submitted late, right? That's step number 1. So we require to find the difference between deadline date and the assignment submission date. So once we have that, number of days late column, we'll use that column and we'll try to see if that is equal to 1 or -1. In this case, if it is like you're doing deadline minus assignment, then in that case it's going to be minus. So if it is -1, then we'll just assign a penalty of -2. If it is -2 or -3, we assign a penalty of -5. If it is -4 or more than -5 or -6, whatever it is greater than -4, or sorry, in this case less than -4, then it would be minus of full marks. So this is our logic. So as we are required to have minus of full marks, so we'll just first create that helper column for us. So I'll go here, I'll create custom column. I'll name it as minus of marks. I'll just say -1 into the marks column. -1 into the marks column. I'll click OK. So I'm just having the same marks in a minus negative. Now I'll just require to find number of days later. So I'll click on custom column. I'll name this as number of days late. I'll just say assignment submission date minus deadline date. Okay, I'll click OK. Right, so they submitted well before, but as you can see, it's -2, that is like 1st of January, but deadline is 3rd of January. So they have submitted 2 days before the submission date. So similar, second record submitted 1 day before, third record exactly on the same day. From 4th record and 5th record, they are like late. So you can see -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. So we require to give a penalty for the days late which are in positive, right? So I'll just convert them into numeric first, whole number. I'll just make that. Okay, great. Now I got this. Now I've got like a number of days late. Now I just require to assign the penalty. So what I'll do, I'll go into conditional column. I'll click on conditional column. I'll name this as penalty. So if what is my condition? If it is equal to 1, if the number of days late equal to 1, then I require to give a penalty of -2, right? And if it is 2 or 3, then I require to give a penalty of -5. If it is like more than 4 or equal to 4, then I should give the complete marks, whatever marks that you get, as a penalty, right? I'll just create that logic here. So if my number of days is equal to, first let me give no penalty for negative days. Okay, if number of days is less than or equal to 0, that means they submitted on the day of prior to that deadline day, then for them penalty is 0. Then I'll add else if add clause. If number of days late is equal to 1, then for them penalty is -2. If number of days is equal to 2, then penalty is -5. If the number of days equal to 3, then the penalty is -5 again. And else, that means it should be, we have covered negatives, we covered 0, 1, 2, 3, and from 4 or more than 4, it's just the complete marks that they have get as a penalty, right? So for that reason, we have already created minus marks, so we're going to use this particular column in here. So I'll just say select column and minus marks column. I'll click OK.
Just in the conditional column, instead of entering the penalty like individual mark, is there any way directly we can insert the marks column and just subtract the penalty? Instead of making it 2-step, like getting penalty alone, then subtracting marks with penalty.
We can do that, but the question over here is we just require to get the late submission penalty alone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for that we are just getting the penalty marks.
Okay.
So you can see for them who submitted prior or on the day, we are having 0 for them. But for 1 day submission, you know, 1 day late submission guy has got penalty of -2, 2 days -5, and 3 days also -5. If it is 4 days, then it's going to be its complete marks. Whatever marks you get, that's going to be deducted as a penalty, right? So if you see here, so 24.333 is this complete marks. So that we are detecting as a penalty for 4 days. Any doubts over here?
So is there any other way apart from this conditional column? Can we write like, for example, here you gave like -1, 2, 3 for all those like -5. So do you have any flexibility of writing calculated field like how we write in Tableau, like the custom column, if loop, if condition sort of?
I think there is an if then else
Yes.
sort of structure.
Actually, you know, you can replicate the same formula using custom column as well, but we are having conditional column so that we can easily identify whatever you created. You can see the backend code is same. So you can see each if, then else if, then else if, then else if.
Okay.
So the logical sentence is going to be same, but it's just like a UI difference. Instead of writing in a custom column, you can use the conditional column where you just write conditions directly.
Okay, understood.
Okay. Any doubts in this one? All right. So now we've got our achieved penalty. We'll just remove the unnecessary columns. We don't want marks and we don't want number of days late. I'll click on that and I'll click remove. Okay. Now I've got the penalty. So you can see whatever steps that you do in applied steps over here. So initially we connected to that source. Then by default, that's going to change the types. From here on, we've added a custom column. You can see we've added marks column, negative of marks, so that we can directly pick it when the day submission is 4 days or more than that. Then we've added a second column, which is number of days, and we've changed the type to whole number. And then we've added a conditional column, penalty. Then we remove these 2 columns. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll come on to home. I'll quickly load this to our workbook. Close and load to.
Also for the date difference also you can do it directly from the menu option itself. So when you go to add column, there is something called as date. Just click on the date, there is subtract options.
Okay, let me just go back there, edit. Yep.
You can just select those 2 columns, the assignment submission date and deadline date.
Mm-hmm.
So just go to add column. So let's click on the date a little bit to the right.
Okay.
There's something subtract this.
Yes.
It will be the same thing, yeah.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Nice one. Close this. Okay, let's just load them. Okay. Change this to load to existing table. In here, we'll click OK. Awesome. We're done for the first exercise. Shall we move on to second one?
Yeah.
Right. So second one, we're just having a student name and his date of birth. So we require to find his age in years, and then we require to change the date of birth format. So we'll quickly connect to this data set. So the same procedure, go to data, from table or range. So it's going to create a table. My table got header. I'll click OK. Okay, here we are. Now we just require to find the days in years. This takes some time and then we'll discuss the solution. Do let me know once you're done with this.
So for this as well, you can do it directly. Like you just select that column DOB, and if you go to date, there is an age option.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think this is in days or something. Maybe.
Yes, it's in days, so it's going to get the duration, but we want it in years. Like. So for that, what you can do first, we'll add a column of current date.
I think if you add a custom column and divide the age by 360, then that give that.
Yeah, that definitely will give that. There's another way as well. Okay, we'll first do what you suggested. So I'll just come here. I'll go here. I'll click on age. Now I'll just go to custom column. Age in year. I'm just going to divide this by 365 and click OK, and then I'll just change this to whole number. So this is going to be the age, right? Absolutely, we can do this, or else we can do another way, which is just extracting the year from this date of birth and year from the local time, and then subtracting those years will also work. Great. So we're done with the first one, age. Then let's go into date of birth in the format of month, comma, year. To do this format, we require to use date.toText function. Okay, let me just show you that. So I'll create a custom column. I'll name this as format date of birth. So I'll use date dot to text. I'll use this one, date dot to text. I'll pass in the date of birth, and I'll specify which format I will be requiring. I want it has full month, so I'll just say month, space, comma, year. Close that. I'll click OK. Okay, hold on. Okay, this should be capital M. Capital M, and okay. I'll click OK. Now you are getting January 1998. May 1997, and so on. Any doubts in here? Are you getting
what if we don't mention the format we want?
Okay, let's try that as well. If we don't mention our format, then what will happen? Let's see that. I'll just remove that format. I'll click OK. So it's going to take the same format, by default one, which is month /day/year, the numerics by itself. So we are having a default format, right? Month slash day slash year. So it's taking that format.
Okay.
It's basically taking this. So month slash day slash year. Okay. Just a second. I'll just change this to month. Okay, this is the format it's going to take by default. This one. This is the default format. Month slash day slash year. Is it all clarified, Jairam?
Yeah.
Great. So what we want, full month name, comma, years, right? So we just change them. Get full month name, we're going to use 4 M's. Then we'll just say year. Then we are going to have our month abbreviation, comma, the year that we intended to have. Now let's just remove our unnecessary column. This is the one. I'll just right click on it. I'll remove that. Now we found the age in years and we've modified the date of birth in the required format. Great. So we're done with the questions. We'll just quickly load them into our workbook. So home, close and load to. There's a table in the existing workbook over here. I'll click OK. Any doubts with this data set? Okay. I think we got one other, but we'll take this in the next section. We are running out of the time. So thank you.